my God. 2? 2 is enough. Oh, yeah. 4 seconds in. Welcome. Sorry, I'm eating sunflower seeds. Am I sorry? No. I'm eating sunflower seeds. Sorry. No, honestly, I'm sorry if it bothers you. I'm just trying to get myself situated as we jump in. Mm, okay. Oh, excuse me. I need an adjustment to this thing. Maybe I need this. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'll take it. Welcome. Welcome. Oh my God, hold on, wait. 3 seconds. Girl, I wasn't sleepy. I was sleepy. I was very sleepy. Then I was like, no, I gotta get on here and make this video. So I had energy. And now, again, I'm sleepy. But it's okay. We're here. We made it to 23 on the clock. 11:23 on the clock. I just want to say welcome. If you are here, if you made it here, if you clicked on this video, if something brought you here, welcome for real. Welcome. This is Embodied Spirituality. My name is Ashante Marie, and this is where you're gonna figure out and hear and experience a message for you, me, and me. And I love that for us. And I love that for us. Yeah, no, seriously. I came in here with okay, I have an agenda. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this. I was just on the phone with my mom. And I was getting together, for this conversation, and I'm like, all right, all right, okay, not rushing her off the phone, but I'm like, oh, okay, we're about to get off the phone. Bet I'm about to get into this video because everything was set up. The only thing I had to press was go live, so I'm literally ready to press the button. So as soon as I get off the phone, pretty much press the button, and now my energy is like, whoa, adjustment. Whoa, adjustment. And if you were here 3, 4, 5 on the clock before, if you were here, this morning I had, oh my God, God loves me, show stopping part 2. If you watch that video, that was what I made right before this video. That was earlier today, a couple hours ago. I would say a couple, but it was really 12 hours ago, which is so many lifetimes. So wanting to show gratitude for getting here, gratitude for making it through the 12 hours. Those, bruh, 12 hours aren't guaranteed to anybody. That's the craziest part. I feel like sometimes we take it, me, and maybe thee, but sometimes we take into granted that not everybody has the same 12 hours in the day. There's somebody who was alive one moment and wasn't alive 12 hours after that. That's crazy work. Or somebody was healthy or able-bodied 12 hours ago, and 12 hours later they weren't. Like, so let me just let y'all know. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that 12 hours later that I'm here, that I'm happy, that I'm set, that I feel content, that I feel happy, that I've had such a great day, that it's felt abundant, that I've like gotten dressed up, I've done the things, I've become different people throughout the day, like changed, and not different people like I'm putting on really different people because I'm not necessarily what I be about all the time, or not in being myself. But like I've just been showed up in different realms. So right after I left here, or right after I got off the video here, I thought I was gonna run and do an errand, but ended up not having time for the errand. That's okay. It all worked out. It all works out. That's a message. It all works out. Like literally, I went from, and then we're just gonna go down some tangents, okay? So bear with me. 555. But when I got off the video, I was like, okay, I'm about to run to Trader Joe's and then I'm gonna come back and get in my car and do whatever. Or, come back home and get dressed and all that jazz and get ready for the brunch. And then by the time I had threw on a sweatshirt, threw on my sweatpants, had my like extra vest on or whatever, got my keys or whatever. And I looked at the time and I'm like, really? My mom wants me to meet her at this certain time. That's only so much from now. I don't have time to go to the store because if I go to the store, by the time I get there, it's going to be this time. By the time I get through there, it's going to be this time. By the time I get back, it's going to be this time. And I only have this much time to actually get ready. But I'm supposed to be there. So I still got to, factor in the time that it's going to take me to drive to the place, which is about 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 minutes away. And so I'm like, oh, I don't have the time. So I'm like, okay, fine, bet. I'm just going to stay home. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get dressed and do the things. So I did the things. But then when I talked to my sister, 30, 40 minutes later, 7-Eleven, she was just like, oh, it's still like close enough away, like close far enough away for you to be able to like stop there before you go to the place. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you are right. There is a place that's close by, or there is Trader Joe's. That place, a different one that I don't normally go to, is closer in that direction. So I can go to that one in that direction and then tic-tac-toe, So mind you, everything was fine. I did my makeup. I'm like, it's fine. Like I'm rushing a little bit, but I'm not like in a rush, And then I'm like, okay, well, let me get some ice or whatever to chew on. And let me get, what else did I have? I had like sunflower seeds because sometimes waiting at this place be a minute. So I'm like, if I'm about to stand in this line for like 30, 40 minutes, I'm going to have me some ice and I'm going to have me some sunflower seeds, maybe if I want it. And I don't know. Like, I just want, you have to have backup. Okay. You have to have backup. And so then all of a sudden I felt like things kept happening to where it was like putting me off. Like even putting like the ice in the cup, it was like spilling more places than it would normally spill. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I had gotten the ice in the cup, set the stuff ready. I had went somewhere else and things were just kind of like clamoring everywhere. And then I came back to like grab my stuff, and now I'm like at the last stages. Like I already got my jacket on, my makeup on, everything. We ready, we set. I'm literally just need to grab everything and go out the door. And I think I don't even know what the last thing I was doing. Maybe it was just like, I literally cannot tell you what it was. But whatever I was trying to reach for, it knocked over the cup of ice. Then the cup of ice is halfway spilled. And I said, fuck, that's some good ice. And especially because I broke it up into the right little tiny pieces that I want to chew. I said I was about to get into that ice. But I'm like, I'm trying to save the ice. But in the process of like trying to figure out like why the fuck is this ice on this table? And knocked over all of the freaking, or not all, but like the sunflower seed pack is just this little like sunflower seed pack, right? It's just like a little personal size. Girl, but it was already like half open. Yes, it was like like folded, but then when it fell on the floor, it unfolded. So now I got sunflower seeds all over the floor too. So I got ice all over the table, a little bit on the floor, and now I got sunflower seeds on the floor too. I was like, WT the girl, the T the fuck F. Okay. I was like, why is this happening? Girl, why is this happening? And then like, cause I was fine, and then I felt like that made me frustrated because I'm just like, bro, what the heck? They're like, why are y'all messing me up like this? Like we was flow when we did the video. We freaking got dressed. We doing the makeup. Everything was in flow, and then all of a sudden this shit is not in flow. Why? You know? And I'm like, it's interesting that it's like the first idea that I had was like, is it my fault? Is it my anxiety? Is it whatever? But I was like, I didn't have that. So it's not me necessarily, but like, is it like random trickster energy? But then that's why I came on here. Because this whole video really started from this morning and just how I was just like purposeful delay. Purposeful delay. Like sometimes you're delayed on purpose. Sometimes you're literally delayed on purpose. God is putting objects or whatever, or like whatever the fuck you want to feel. Like honestly, in your way on purpose. And before I keep going any further, I just want to throw out that I like to do disclaimers. My first disclaimer is that I cuss. I be out here. I cuss a little bit. And if it triggers you, oh well, sorry. You either want a message or you don't want a message. And like I'm here to provide a safe space. And in my safe space, I like to speak freely. And I'm going to use a cuss word or two. And so, you know, I hope that your safe space can also, you know, be a shared safe space for you. And I like hopefully you're not too triggered. Purposeful delay. So mind you now, I'm like this is story time, right? Mind you now, cleaned up the eyes. I didn't cleaned up the eyes, kind of refilled a little bit of my eyes. I swept up the sunflower seeds, put those away, and I'm like, God, like, come on, like, help me, help me. Like, why are we out here doing this? Like, y'all know we don't like all of this messy shit. Like, why are y'all knocking shit out of my hands? Why are you delaying me like this? Like, I don't understand. And then, like, I don't get it because and I had already earlier when the first time that I was like, oh, maybe I really don't need to go to Trader Joe's. Like, it's unnecessary. Like, I already have like a gift that I can give her. I already have like whatever. But sometimes you want us to do more. And I had intention to do more this entire week. And like, it was in that like feeling, vulnerable state. It was in that feeling of like not feeling maybe like my gift was enough, that it was like, I need to do more. Like, is it not enough? Like, do I need to put in more of an effort? And it's like, it's not that I didn't put in the effort. Like, what I do to create what I create is my effort. And like, to be honest with you, I'm not gifting that certain product to many people this year. Or at least and when I say this year, I mean the start of our embodied spirituality's calendar year, which is in August. Like, she's one of the only people that's about to get it this year so far, in that size, like gifted. Okay. And so like a piece of me was feeling like that's not enough. I need to get more. I need to go buy her another gift. I need to do the flower things. Like, I need to do the most. And like, even before the first time that I was getting delayed, once I got to like, why are you like, I'm trying not to be irritated about this ice. I'm trying not to be irritated about the freaking sunflower seeds all over my freaking floor. addition with that fucking ice on the table that I gotta clean up real quick. And like the cleaning up process doesn't bother me. I just don't understand why everything spilled everywhere. Girl, everything was like dropping. It was like this thing is dropping over here. And right before that, mind you, like I had finished my makeup, everything that was going fine. But then there was like a little bit of editing that I felt like I needed to do underneath my eye. So I like put something on something, girl, and then it knocked over both of my makeup bags into the sink. And I'm like, why are the brushes in the sink? Why is these eyeshadows in the sink like this? Like, what is going on? So by the time that all of this other stuff had been went on and it's gotten me into this state of like WTF, I'm like, okay, so what could this be? And like maybe it's slowing me down. So I had gotten to that point already of like maybe it's slowing me down. Like for one, maybe it's slowing me down. But sometimes it's like maybe it's helping you miss an accident, make it, and I could take that. But then I was like, this is just so glamorous. It's so extra. It's so like not just one thing, it's two things, it's three things, it's four things. Like it's a lot of things. Like why is it all so many things? And then so I was like, okay, well maybe I'm not supposed to go to Trader Joe's. Like, is it the not go to Trader Joe's part, or is it the like just delaying you for some other purpose? Excuse me. Needed that. So I was like, I called my mom just to get to the ETA about, the line that we're of the place that we're going to. And, she was like, I have time. And I was like, all right, bet. But then, of course, I stepped outside. It was sprinkling a little bit. She was like, well, are you already, like, did you leave your house? And I had, like, low key damn almost started my car. Like, I'm in my car. I'm literally about to put the key in the ignition and start it. And she was like, well, can you give me a jacket? Because it's sprinkling. And I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, again, and I had already thought about the fact that I didn't have a scarf, but I was like, no, I can live, we'll be inside. Like, we're not about to sit outside. Mom was like, okay, get that. But did I already come inside the house? Yeah. I had already felt like I left something, so I came back in the house for that. My phone. I didn't have my phone. Came back inside, grabbed my phone. Got in the car, checked my phone, called my mom. My mom was like, hey, I need a jacket. And I was like, all right, bet. I guess I'm going back in the house for the second time. Girl, when I tell you it was so many delays, and I was like, I should have got the message a little bit earlier. But sometimes my stubbornness just be like on 1,000. And so even after that, I got the jacket for my mom. Oh my God. Excuse me. I'm getting so sleepy now. Now I'm like decompressing from the day. This is like the process. I'm decompressing and now I'm like, oh, we can go to sleep. But we'll go to sleep soon. But yeah, so then I'm like, okay, I get in the car and I'm like, okay, well, I still have time. Mom is like, okay, it's gonna take a second. So I'm like, all right, bet. I still have time to go and I can still fit it in because it's on the way. This is a 7 minute to get to the place, 4 minutes from there to get to the other place. So I'm like, we got it, right? Because I'm like, I got 22 minutes to my name and I can make that work. Girl, but I tell you, these yawns is coming out of you everywhere. Confirmation yawns is what it's about to be in a second. Good God. I don't want your man, but I got it like that. Any mean gotta be like that. Anyways, there's so many other things that I want to talk about today. But I did want to say the fact that like I was literally on the street of the TJs and was about to like turn on the street to park. And my mom was calling me and she was just like, don't like come straight here. And I was like, bet. So the whole message was like, you don't need to go there. You don't need to spend you don't need to spend your money there. Two, like, because I was gonna buy like cake and they ended up doing the whole like it's your birthday cake thing for for the person that we were celebrating. And so I was like, yeah, that would have went in vain for sure. For sure. Hindsight 2020, right? Didn't I say that earlier today? Like, on top of there was something else I was gonna grab, and it was really just like not necessary for today. Like, I think the meal and the going out and being with each other and celebrating each other was the whole point. And like, sometimes you don't need 1,000 things to celebrate somebody. Like sometimes showing up is enough, and whatever you feel like offering is enough. Like, you don't have to go above and beyond. Like, what? That's an interesting thing. I've never asked that question before. Like, what is it? Why do we feel like we have to go above and beyond in certain areas? And is it like, is above and beyond always just like gratitude? And the piece of why I was like pushing for this is because this person has like been very generous in their gifting in the past, and I just wanted to, you know, maybe show that I was more considerate, or I thought about it a little bit more. And I did. I literally did. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go this day, or I'm going to go this day. And just like things didn't work out that way. And it was like, well, you have a product that's worth more than what you were going to spend money on. That's a fact. And so, like, the product is the gift. The product is the gift. And I don't know. Maybe I need to hear that a little bit more. The product is the gift. Like, I'm going to write that down. The product is the gift. Like, why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Like 2202 on the clock. Like, why? What are we trying to do the most? Second disclaimer. Second disclaimer is I'm about to be chewing ice and sunflower seeds a little bit. So, and it's for tonight. Not too much. 2240 on the clock. Not too much, just a little bit. Um, if you're here, if you've gotten this far, I've gotten into my introduction. I told you welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really grateful to be here. You know, I am tired, so I don't know how long I'm actually going to be on here. Um, but I was excited to get on before all of this, so I know that I'm going to perk back up as I step into the message a little bit more. My energy is just shifting, so bear with me. Like, I'm not trying to like force, like, I'm happy. Like, I'm not trying to force that. So just bear with like this wave that's happening right now. Girl, it's just sleepy energy, girl. When I tell you, it's been a lot of days. Notebook. I can't even tell you what I'm trying to be talking about. Oh, here we are. It's supposed to be this paper too. Um. Oh, so yeah, I like to usually drop in too. If I'm done with the disclaimers, because I'm gonna be eating a little bit. Grab your tea, grab your water, grab your Gatorade. I don't know what to tell you. Grab what you need. If you need to pause, take a pause. If you need to go outside and talk a little bit, do that too. I'm not judging you. I'm not here for that. I'm here to just have a conversation. Um, so where I usually like to drop in after the disclaimer is give myself away. I give myself away so you. I don't feel like singing today. Can you? And like I sing that a little bit, you know, just to, or what I want to say about singing that, to be clear, is that when I say that, like that's to the Most High, for the Most High, in lieu, for the purpose of the Most High. Um, I titled this that because one, God told me to. There's that. Excuse me. But two, you know, I really feel like that was present in today in a lot of ways. Excuse me, confirmation burp times two. We're excited. Um, you know, the first place that we went to, the brunch spot that we went to, and if you're from the Bay, the East Bay, um, and you're around the year 2025 when you're catching this, um, there's a place called Eggy's, and it's freaking phenomenal, delicious, all of the things, all of the above. And today was a unique day. We ended up, like, the line was moving fast, then it was moving slow, then it was moving something. And like to get the spot that we really wanted, we had to wait a little bit longer, which was okay, you know, for all of us. And it ended up working out, girl. It was the best. Um, and but in the meantime, because it was like we were waiting, and then they were like, it may be like 5 more minutes, and it was like, we've been at the top. That's because we said it was at the top so many times. There was so many hater people's energy, but it's okay. We still got the spot that we needed to do, and they still serviced our food. Gave us our food really quickly. I still be feeling like we get top tier, like service. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And so, but we had to wait a little bit to get our table. Let's be clear. Um, but even in that, even in the waiting, like I think one of the owners, and I do need to look into their place a little bit more because I don't know who the owners are. I'm really curious about their ethos. I'm really curious everything. You know, as a business person, I'd be curious about all the things. I'm curious about all the background. I'm curious about all the blueprinting. I'm curious about it all. And one, like I didn't know how long they had been around because in my mind, I'm like, oh, they've probably been around for 3, 4, 5 years, you know. And you know, as we were standing there for a while, the guy was conversating with us, and I'm pretty sure he's one of the owners. I'm pretty sure he's one of the owners. Um, if not the one with the idea, concept, all of that jazz. He was like, well, he was telling us it was going to be 5 more minutes. And then he was talking about faith a lot. Well, one, he was telling us that he had only been open for 2 years. And I said, wow, in my mind, because I was like, well, did you come from like another business? Is this a continuation from another business? And he was like, no, this is it. Like, this is how it started. And he said that he had only been open for 2 years. And to me, that was a shocker. I was like, wait, what? Because we came here, was it this year for my birthday? Probably. I think, yeah, this is one of the things I did for my birthday for sure. For sure, for sure. Um, but so I came here for my birthday this year. So that was about 9 full months ago. And but I had it like maybe 2, 3 months prior, and only the churro waffles with ice cream. Did you hear that? Freaking delicious. And when I had that, I was like, bruh, I'm gonna need to come back here. I'm gonna need to come back here and eat some of their other food because I just looked at some of their pictures. I don't to be honest with you, I don't even remember looking at their pictures. I don't remember being like, okay, outside of the waffles. And that was even like divine. And remember we had a conversation? I be having conversations with y'all about the 3 clicks, like God just putting you in the right place at the right time, like 3 clicks. One day I was leaving work in the morning, my little early morning lessons, and it was one of those long mornings. I was like, bruh, I'm about to order me some food. And I was like, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I'm craving waffles. And I had only been living in this area for so long to where I'm like, where do I even get waffles? And they got to be good waffles. Like, don't give me no crazy BSE waffles because what's the point? Life is life. What's the point of non-great waffles? Let's just get what we like. And all of a sudden I said True waffles. And to know where I came from, knowing my background, knowing my East 14th, look, my little Mexico ass self, okay, let me let you know. I said True waffles, nigga, what? Say less. And I had ordered that and that only. And I remember going in there and picking it up, and I was like, "Oh, this place is like really cool. Like, I want to come back because like this is like a whole. It was the garden, honestly, that brought me back because I walked into like first you walk into this like little whatever tunnel, whatever, and like so you're like you don't really know where they're going. Then it opens up and it's like this garden, this waterfall, but this like line. So you got stairs, you got a ramp. Um, and of course, I went there the day that I went there. It was like in the middle of the weekday. It's like they probably had only opened for a couple of hours, maybe. So it was empty. It was like I'm coming to pick up. Like it's not busy. It's not a busy situation. And so got my stuff, came home, and I was like, this shit is amazing. Like they kind of missed one of my items, but it was okay. I took it. I took it because the rest of it was so freaking good that I said, y'all kind of jibbing me on this part, but I'm gonna have to come back. And you know what it is? The reason why I was probably okay with them jipping me on the other part, I did ask for some extra sauce that ended up filling in for that part that was missing. And if I didn't have that extra sauce to go with that, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much. Like it wouldn't have been an 11 out of 10, but it was. Okay. So I had the waffles, and I think I maybe looked at a couple other pictures, but not a lot. I don't know why that song is still in my head, is playing. You know, I put that on something. I put that on mamas. I put that on something. I put that on mamas. That's what's on my head. I put that on Grand Citas. I'm from the Bay. Get your man beat. Anyways. And so so when I went for my birthday, right? And they don't take reservations, none of that, right? So you just have to stand in line. And it was on a weekend. And me and my mom standing in line for like probably a minute that day. And it was like, oh, I really hope it's worth it. I knew I had the waffles, but I haven't had anything else. Like, I don't know what else I'm going to get. I don't know really how this hits. And then, girl, and it was me, my mom, and my sister that went. So by the time that we like ordered the food that we're going to order, again, just delicious, just divine, just God. All over the place. And what's funny was I had like something else on my mind. I was like, oh, I'm gonna order this, probably something that's kind of like more in my, Rolodex. I would always get like a Benedict or whatever. But the guy in front of me, he had ordered the short rib hash, braised short rib hash. And I said, short rib, I could really use some beef right now. Girl, Lord. I can't even tell you how good it is to be so freaking freaking good. It be so effing good, bruh. And I don't even want to say freaking because that's not even deep enough, bruh. It's so effing freaking good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. So, mind you, that was the first time I went there for my birthday. We went somewhere again we went there again. Me and my sister went there again for like the end of a retreat or fast or something. Delicious. I took one of my friends there because she doesn't come to the East Bay that often. And I was just like, bruh, let me take you. And she loves food, bruh. She loves food. If there's many people who like to eat in the world, she's one of them, and my sister would be like the other one too. But like, I brought her there, and even like she had ordered her food, and her food was good too. Her food was phenomenal too. Like all of their food be on point. Let's be clear. But then she took a bite of mine, and she was just like, exactly. And I said, I fucking no. It like low key literally makes you want to cry. It makes you want to like, I'm over here, I'm in my corner, I'm about to like just cry a little bit because this shit is just so fucking phenomenal. The potatoes are on point, these braised short ribs is on point, this freaking egg is on point, like everything is on point. The little green that you put on top is hitting all the senses, it's hitting all the colors, the smell is everything. These freaking bell peppers and onions is grilled to perfection. Like the fucking bread, like it's so good. It's so good. It's so freaking Lordy God. And I want to say, girl, my favorite word is fuck. Okay, I want to say it's so fucking bad. I can't even tell you. It's so good. But I'm just trying not to say it so many times so nobody say nothing on this good old YouTube channel. But when I tell you it's be that good, it be that good. So, Eggies, let me just tell y'all that place be the place. So, anyways, it was really cool getting to have a conversation with a guy who was probably the owner. And he was talking about faith. And, when he told me that this is like, the first restaurant that he opened, he was just like, it was just faith. It was like belief in God and faith. And I was just like, that's so beautiful, and he was really about talking about God. He was really about talking about spirit. He was really about talking about faith and being, and being true to that and being, led by the inspiration of God, and like, I was like, look, I'm even more about that. Like, I love you even more. I'm about to love this place even more. Like, no wonder. Like, everything looks good. Everything smells good. Everything looks good. And it'd be worth the wait. It'd be worth the wait. I don't even give a fuck. I'd be like, after you have it the first time, you'd be like, I don't give a shit. I gotta stand in line for how long? Don't even care. And it's so funny to be one of those people because I always think it's funny when I be seeing people be one of those people like, oh, I'm gonna stand in line for an hour and a half to get to this place. And I'd be like, is it that fucking worth it? No, this place, it'd be worth it. Just be smart about the time that you come in. You may not have to wait an hour and a half. You come in at a different time. Like we was probably there for I wasn't there the whole time, but from the start of who came first, probably a 55 minutes wait. And it wasn't terrible. Like it has moments of moving fast. And it just depends too. Because it was sprinkling today, I'm sure we would have sat a lot sooner. But we wanted to be inside. It's football season. We want to watch the games. Like we waited. It's okay. But I brought this up just to talk about like a business owner, talking about faith, talking about belief system. And the second event that we had today was a celebration for my big brother T. And this is my nephew's dad, right? So he's my brother in that capacity, but he's been my brother for 20 plus years. You know what I mean? So try me. That's hella funny. And so celebrating him. And if you know who he is, if you from the Bay, if you know who Big T is, and I'm saying it that way because I'm saying it that way. But if you know who I'm talking about, confirmation bird 1 and 2. If you know who I'm talking about, you know that he's a big figure in the Oakland Bay Area, and not just Oakland, but Bay Area business market, especially black-owned businesses. Like, you probably come across him. You've probably seen him. You probably know his name, X, Y, and Z. Right? That's my nephew's dad. That's my big brother. Um, But one of his speeches today, he was talking about faith, and he was talking about like building his businesses, and he was talking about consistency and hard work and showing up, and all of that stuff. He was like, you can do whatever you want, and just having a dream and having faith. And it was just interesting to hear two like prominent men who are doing things, who are doing big things, because to provide a service of a restaurant business, and my brother also has a restaurant business too. Like he has restaurants, clubs, barbershops, marketing companies, like whatever the fuck, and um but talking to like him, my brother, and the other guy at the shop or at the restaurant, like just having faith and having a dream and just like going after it and just being like having belief, and having faith in like the guy had a thing on the wall that said like faith, like believing in what you prayed for. Believing in what you prayed for. Ooh, that gave me chills for 5 seconds. If y'all didn't feel that, I did. Um, Belief in what you pray for. It's like you can't. If you have, bruh, there's so many levels to it. If you prayed for something, that thing's want to you, and it's gonna come to you. Believe in what you pray for. Then there's also like I don't know, another layer to it. But when I tell you I'm sleepy, I've been through the things I've been going throughout the day. I think just having faith in what, like, if you tangibly was like, okay, I want to have this, like, I want to have a restaurant, you know, uh, that's so interesting. Just thinking about the word faith, and it just brought me to um, the song and the word belief, and the song belief, Gavin DeGraw. And if you don't know it, I would highly encourage you to look it up. But I'm gonna sing it probably in a different key. I'll be singing it in different keys, they key and my key. So bear with me. Um, but if I do it a little octave higher, I guess. Uh, Belief makes things real, makes things feel. Am I on the second chorus? Feel all right. Belief makes things true. Things like you and I. I'm gonna sing in so many different keys. Tonight, you will rest in my mind. When you came to my defense with a knife in the shape of your mouth, in the form of your body, with the wrath of a God. Oh, you stood by me. Belief builds from scratch and doesn't have to realize it doesn't need space. That's probably where it gets into the part that I was just singing. Believe makes things true, things like you. Because it starts off somewhere else. Believe makes things real, makes things feel all right. I don't know. Anyways, that's a song. 4044. 4444. But Tonight, you will rest in my mind. Interesting. I'm just trying to figure out why this song is coming up. When you came to my defense, when you came to my defense, with a knife in the shape of your mouth. In the form of your body, with the wrath of a God. Oh, you stood by me, and I stand by my belief. Okay, so that song, and I don't know where we're going with this message, so I'm just bear with me because I'm just flowing with the flow. Okay, but with that song coming up for me, that initially puts me straight into thinking about my sister, right? And like one of the nicknames, I have plenty nicknames for my sister, right? And they're just gonna continue to morph and form into different names, as we go throughout the years. Sorry. And I'll stand by my belief. But one of the nicknames that I came up for my sister a couple of years ago, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna stick, and I didn't know how accurate it was. I felt, excuse me, that it was accurate in my spirit when I was saying it, or when I had, created it, I guess. But I didn't know how much of the truth that it is. But like, so I don't know. I started to call her Nines hella randomly. And then from Nines, I started to call her Knives, right? Knives, like sharp, cut, chop chop. Knives. And if you know who she is, like, she can be sharp with her tongue and more other things. Like she could just be sharp really quick. She can be really quick. And the thing about me calling her Knives is like, not only can she be really quick and that she can cut, but like she got them good ass knives that like you low key don't even feel that you've been cut until like way after the shit's been pulled out of you. Like the shit went and you fucking bleeding. And then you're like, oh shit, I've been cut. Like that delayed reaction. What's funny is the fact that she's okay, wait, 2 seconds. Nines.
What?
Wait, I'm gonna have to call you back, but let me tell you what's funny about this.
What?
I'm recording a video and I'm literally talking about the reason why I call you Knives.
Can I call?
And I said stop it. She's on the phone right now. I'm over just trying to talk about her nickname. That is hella funny. So yeah, I'm gonna call you back in a little bit. Hopefully it shouldn't take too much longer. You're gonna be up for a second though. Okay, cool. All right. I'll call you in a second. Bye. That's hella funny. So, anyways, but she can be very truth telling. She can be very, and it's not really to hurt your feelings. She just can be very matter of fact. I think my sister is so warm and compassionate and so giving, like angelic, okay? And like, but when you cross the other side, like angels, Like the reputation of angels are angels. They give, they offer, and they there, so they're supportive. They put you like help you through. They have that connection to God. They do all that stuff. But an angel can be a bad bee, you know. She a bad girl and your friend's bad too. Is that the thing? You a bad girl. That's what it is. You a bad girl and your friend's bad too. Bad girl. That's what the other song I was gonna torture you guys. I may be young, but I'm ready. I don't know. That's definitely actually not the song that I was gonna say. But there's something about being young. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't like to be on here and not really know what the fuck I'm talking about. God, Spirit, the Most High, understands that. So, seal this message together as quickly as we can, please. um, I may be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love. Okay, and then the other song that I was gonna say was a Sierra song and not a Beyonce song. Sorry. 2 seconds. Mm. You may look at me and think that I'm just a young girl, but I'm not just a young girl, baby. This is what I'm looking for, a sexy, independent honey. Down to spending, type that's getting his dough. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, so anyways, but what is this energy about being young? Like, I literally don't understand. I may be young, but I'm ready. And this is, you look at me and think that I'm just a young girl, but I'm not just a young girl. And like, okay, what surfaces for me when I think about that? I mean, it's normal stuff of like being ready for the world, being ready for life, being ready for partner, marriage, children, all of that stuff, right? Like success, all of that stuff, right? All of the things, wealth, like all of those things. Um, but the other thing that it brings up is like being at the party today, my brother's party today, and that comes with its like glitz and its glam too, and because I am so close to him, the association, him being my brother and stuff, it comes with a certain level of like people wanting to get close to the people who are close to him. And like also it's not nothing new. Like I said, he's been my brother for 2 decades and some change. Okay? Like and I've been grown and in grown spaces doing grown things for a long time. Like this was one of the first parties that like it's been him, his dad, and his mom, or me, my brother, my sister, and my nephew, who's like a newer 21 person, like being out and being in like adult realm spaces, and being able to move the way that they want to move, you know? And that's just like an interesting feat in itself. But like I said, this has been my brother for so long. How did we get into that? Girl, we're gonna see how long we're gonna keep this video up because God knows how I don't like to be feeling off track too much. It gives me anxiety. um, I don't know. I just think that like being in the space, it was cool. I had a conversation with a lady. Well, again, so like I'm just trying to find the words so to be nicer about it because I want to be cool, calm, and collected. Okay, keep all calm and eat cake. That's the vibes. So there was one person who was there, and I think that she has good energy to an extent, but I think it's mixed energy. And I think as a psychologist, I'm really calling a spade in that regard. In terms of its mixed energy, I feel like there's a part of her that is supposed to maybe, you know, communicate or be a part of like our unit in a certain way, like because those signs were kind of resonating at those moments. But it also is like you gotta calm down. Like cat energy is a real energy, and I feel like I be a cat, so I'd be like, I'm down for the snuggling. I'm down for somebody to pet me if you want to pet me, but like also too, if you're trying to do too much, if you're trying to hug me too much and I don't fucking know who the fuck you are, like let's be clear, like don't do that because I don't want it. Like it's too much. You're trying to touch me too much. I don't know what's going on. Like get away. Get away. You know, like I'm such a cat. I'm such a cat in that way. And I felt like she was cool, but I felt like, you know, her energy came off a little needy at times, and that's okay. And I don't know if it's just excitement. Like it could be excitement. You know what I mean? But that wasn't for me to determine. Today was not that like I can be a psychologist any day of my life because I have the degree, you know, in it. But like there's moments where I don't need to be that. Like I don't have to be that. And so there was we were talking and she kind of like I don't know, tried to link onto me really quickly because the word that I wanted to say is not coming up, so I'm pretty sure that I'm not supposed to use that. But tried to link onto me pretty quick. Like me and Fanea was dancing and then she comes up and she like dances too. And I'm like, you know, I'm a cheerleader. I'm a team fan. We dancing. We in a club together. Like we doing the things together. What is this piece of hair right here? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Okay, girl. Exactly that. Who are you and where are you coming from? And so she had danced in the circle a little bit. And at the end, of like, I don't know, in the middle of the dance, she was just like, oh, you know, we're twinning with the boots. And her boots didn't look that much like mine to me. Like, yeah, there were boots. I don't know. I was just like, cool. I just didn't see the similarities like that. And, but I was just like, cool. And then she had come back around at a certain point. I don't know. Shots were going around. I don't know, whatever. And she was talking to my mom or whatever and saying hi. And I was just like, oh, yeah, we're friends, we're buddies or whatever, you know, making light of it. And she was just like, I have to tell you who you remind me of. Like, and she was like, don't take any offense. And she was like, you remind me of my therapist. And, you know, wanting to be friends with her therapist and all that stuff. And I was like, well, maybe that's why I'm in your life because that maybe because you can't be friends with your therapist, maybe I'm supposed to provide that sort of medium point. Like, we're not necessarily supposed to be friends, but maybe I'm supposed to just be in a space where I can provide you advice in a lighthearted capacity. Like I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. But again, I'm open because I'm open to spirit using me. I'm open to spirit putting me in the right places at the right time. So when she was saying that, I was like, cool. Then later on, like I don't know if I had went outside or come back in at this point, but there was a lot going on. But at a certain point, we were talking again, and like even when she had told me, "Oh, you remind me of this person," I was like, "I'm not going to tell her that I'm into psychology." I'm just like, "I'll wait if that comes up or if there's space for that." But I was just like, I don't know. I was probably dancing or something. I don't know. I'll be dancing. And like I was trying to tell her, I was like, I was dancing and I was just like I'm being chill. Like people don't understand. Like it's interesting. Like I was talking about today, how I was watching that video, and that video was like kind of gassing me and being like, "Oh, you're this, and you attract so much attention here," and da 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 da. And I was like, "Facts, you're right. Facts, true, 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 true." And like in the space today, it be that where it's like I'm not like in all honesty, I'm here to celebrate my brother. I'm here as a continuation of celebrating my sister. Vertrice. I'm here to support my nephew. I'm here to support my family unit, my dynamic. That's what we do. That's what we do. I'm here to, and just give gratitude for the space and the people and the connections that he has, because he really is a prominent figure, and that means a lot. That means a lot. And even there was a moment where he was like, "I'm proud of you," and I was like, "Brother, I'm proud of you. Like, you're inspirational, and I'm glad that, like, one, I can call you my brother, but also two, that if they're to understand that, like, if I do get into a workaholic mode, like when I do get into my like on my extra grind, like me and him can be very similar in that manner. Creatives who are trying to creating businesses, you know, he just really be like he on big scale, and I'm over here trying to get there, to a certain extent. Um, and so, but that was even beautiful in itself. So, anyways, going forward. So this lady was like talking to me, and I was like, I'm being like, and I wasn't really calling myself basic. I just didn't have the other words to use today, 10:11 on the clock over here. Because I'm like, I don't have the other words to use today. But I'm like, when I'm standing here and you see me dancing and grinding a little bit, like, let me let y'all know, y'all are getting 5 to 10% of what I really could be out here doing. Like, people are already like, here's my thing. In this space and many other spaces, people are already threatened. Like, and it's interesting to me because I did not come from that world that I felt like people were threatened by me. Like, I was the little chubby fucking fat girl in the room, the chubby dark skinned girl in the room. And now I'm like, people's eyes is on me left, right, and center, girl. Left, right, center, top, down, low, back, whatever, flipped over, twisted. I don't know what you fuck you want to call it. They be in my face. You know what I mean? And so, and I'm grateful. Like, it's cool to have that energy a little bit to some extent, to know that I can attract that. But it's not like I'm looking for it. It's not like I'm out here being like, oh, I want everybody. Like, please, good God, I just want to dance. I just want to listen to music. If there was actually only me and my fucking people in the room and some fucking good music playing, best believe it, a good drink and some food, I wouldn't give two shits about these other extra 50 people, 175. I don't care. Extra. I don't care. And so I was just trying to let her know. I was just like, no, like, I'm being chill. I'm being chill because, like, y'all can't even handle the other shit. You can't handle the truth. It really be feeling like that. So I was just like, no. I was just like, I'll really be playing it light. Like, you can basic. And then she wanted to do this whole like projection of like, no, next time, or I'm gonna invite you. Well, one, she was inviting this third party, which is cool. But like, if we go and all that stuff. But she was like, and she was like, anyways, not the story I want to share. But she was like, sorry. Um, she was like, yeah, if you come to my party or whatever, she was like, I want you to show up fully as yourself. I want you to be all of who you are. And I'm like, I am all of who I am. And I was like, you may think I'm telling you like I'm me being basic is me like dimming my light. I'm not dimming my light. Obviously, I'm the brightest still fucking light in here. I'm just letting you know I can be brighter than this, but I don't need to be. Not in this dark room. It may be overwhelming for this dark room. That's what I was trying to let her know on a subtle level. Like, on a subtle level. Like, when I first got on this camera, right? I was testing out my little my little light over here, and I had it on the one level. There's three levels to this light. I had it on the one level, and I was like, "Is that light enough?" And like just naturally, because of like repetition or whatever, I pressed it like a couple of times, and I went and circled through. The bright was hella bright. The dark or being off was hella low, and I said, "Oh my god, that's too dark." And then I went on it again. The low was too low. The medium was medium. And I said, that's what I needed. And the bright was bright. Like, look, sorry, this is dark. Look how dark it is. That's one. It gets you there. You can see me. We can sit in this. Maybe that's what I want to sit in a second. Shit, the fuck? We about to turn it down to one. This is two. Look, we about to turn it down a little bit because it's getting. Look, it's nighttime. We need to wind down. No, we about to turn it up to two because I really don't have the fucking patience to be dealing with like lighting issues in this video. That's gonna bother me. But anyways, but that's what I'm saying. Like some certain lights are too bright in certain rooms, some lights are too dim in certain rooms, and I'm not dimming my light. That's not the problem. I'm not dimming my light. And she wanted to project that onto me. Oh, you're not dim. Like she was like, "Don't dim your light," and I'm like, "Let's be clear. I'm not dimming my light." And now that you know me a little bit, because here's the thing, it's like you can guess some of the same things, we can be similar in certain ways, or you can like see certain parts of me, but like you don't know who I am, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Um, but don't try and be like, oh, you're this and you're that, and don't do this and don't do that. Like you, first of all, you're gonna figure out who I am really quickly because I am very vocal with what the fuck I feel like I need to say. And so I'm like, no, I'm not dimming my light. And I was like, just so that you know, just so that you're fucking clear, like, and not trying to say it like that, but it's just my fire saying that like that. But I'm like, just so that you're clear, I'm like, I went to school, like my master's is in East West psychology. So if I remind you of your therapist, I don't take it offensively. That's kind of who I am. It's kind of who I am. But in that same breath, in that same sentiment, like you don't need to try and tell me to, like, and like I wasn't trying to be it was a very interesting dance because it's like it's one thing if it's just like, oh, I'm just trying to be a positive girl to positive girls, but it was like I'm trying to me because if she ever comes across this video, I'm not trying to like get at her like that. But sometimes it just be like if somebody doesn't feel maybe at their own 100%, that's the way I can say it. If somebody doesn't feel like at their own 100% and they feel like they can give somebody something to make them maybe feel like they can help them get more to their 100%, then they like to offer that. But I felt like she was reading the situation wrong. I said I'm already at 100. Like I'm at 110. Matter of fact, I'm kind of probably at 200 at this point. But I'm not trying to act like that. Like I'm chill. I'm chill. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of managing that I'm doing. As somebody that does energy work, as somebody that is a Reiki master, like there's so manager is what I was gonna say, and that's how I feel too. Fucking energy manager, like especially. Like I am here monitoring the fucking energies. Like I'm not here for a boyfriend. I'm not here for a new friend. Like I'm not here for all of these people. And I like even that. Like there's so many things that I could say about that situation that I'm gonna be more candid and more candid about when it comes to like keeping it to myself. But the reason why I was bringing her up is that the second part of the conversation, she was just like, because I said that, and then it's that too. Then it goes into like intimidation about some other, and not that she was intimidated. I'm not saying and trying to speak that over her sense or her feelings or her life or anything like that, because maybe she didn't feel that way. But kind of came off that way. It was like this whole like, oh, like you're younger than me and you have done this work and I'm just getting there. And I'm like, that's okay. Like I'm not judging the fact that you're at a certain like you're any age and that you're getting there. And I'm like, if you didn't hear me or understand me before, like I've been teaching figure skating for years, for decades actually. And I teach people from the age of 2 to the age of 82. Like there is like I have the ideal. I sit, I talk to, deal with the inner child, think about it, I meditate on it, I dream about it, I talk about it, I speak about it, I ask questions. You know what I mean? Like this is not new news, and I felt like she was trying to teach me something. And I think it'd be so interesting when I'm like people try and come across me and be like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Who are you? Do you know who are you talking to? I don't know why you think you exert your dominance. Did I ask you? Did I want to know your lesson? Like I'm big at, like I said in the last video that I was talking about, I am a teacher. I like to absorb, which means I'm good at being an apprentice. I'm good at being a freaking like what was the other word that I use? An amateur. Somebody who's willing to listen, somebody who's willing to learn, somebody who's learning like willing to learn the ropes. So I'm big at listening. I'm big at being a sponge in the right arenas. But you're not gonna be some person off of the street that I don't know, I don't trust, I like can't even really hear your freaking name, to be honest with you, to try and tell me like, oh, in one capacity, like don't dim your light. Nigga, I'm not. I'm not. The reason literally, I be trying not to be too crazy with it. But literally the reason why you're here, the reason why you're standing here talking to me, the reason why you're standing here and talking to me is not even just by my association. She was like, I always knew that you're cool. I saw you from afar. I saw you walked in. I saw you dancing. Girl, you think I dimmed my light and attracted you? Girl. So anyways, anyways. And then the second part, you want to be like, oh, you're young and like you may not understand. I felt like she tried to kept reiterating, like, you may not understand like what my generation went through and all that stuff. And like your generation, you may feel this way. She kept saying shit that I was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And here's what and here's the thing. I'm a very honest person. Thank God. And thank you for the discernment to understand the fucking difference of like what people be trying to project onto you. Cause I would have to let her know. I said, look, like, first of all, I didn't say none of the shit that you just said that I said. None of it. Like who was having that conversation? Because none of those words came out of my mouth. One. Two, like I don't have a hold up about your age. I don't have a hold up about your age. I don't have a hold up about where you've been on your journey. And like she was like, and so it was like became like you may not know where my generation is coming from. I said my sister is 10 years older than you. I spent my life. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't know me. Why are you trying to keep making these assumptions of what you think I know and what you think I don't know? You don't even know my name in real life. Like in real life. Like here's the thing, people can have my name like girl. I was watching a show the other day and Maya, the singer, was on there and she was just like, people have this perception of you. People have this perception of you that you're this perfect person all the time. And it's like, no, that's not who I am. Like that's a piece of me. That's somebody like I got a whole crew that makes that do what it do. But like on the other end, like I'm a human, I'm a real person. I have thoughts, I have feelings, I have emotions, I have bad days, I have good days, I have amazing days. Like, you know what I mean? And you gotta be on the ride and you have to be willing to be on the ride. But I'm like, girl, don't be trying to project your shit onto me. I said, girl, like you don't know who I am, you don't know what I've studied, you don't know how much I've been about God, you don't know that. And there's so many opportunities and ways that you can figure that out, but don't say and talk from a space of like, because then she was like, oh, then she tried to sit with my mom after I was like, nah, that's not hitting with me, like that's not gonna land. she was like, she sat with my mom and she was like, you may not know where she's coming from because she grew up in a different generation. Lady, lady, ma'am, what part of you don't understand that I just told you what I'm about? And not to say that like everybody be about everything, but I'm like, I have a whole master's in East West psychology. Now, if you don't think that I've did a certain level of work of thinking about me, thinking about my relationship with my mom, thinking about a relationship with my sister, thinking about the relationship with my ancestors, how my ancestors related to my other ancestors, like if you don't think that I've been sitting with that, if you don't think about what they've gone through, what access they had, what mental health access they had to certain shit, like girl, what words they had, what terminology. Nobody was talking about energy work. Nobody was talking about Reiki like that, like that. You know, nobody was really even barely fucking talking about meditation like that, like that. In certain realms, in certain areas, they was, but everywhere else, it was like just pray. Like there's a difference between meditation and prayer, you know. And so, like, you out here trying to have a conversation with me, or trying to barely have a conversation with me because you're trying to project what you think I know, what you think I think about, what you think. Like, no, no. No, I give you insight to who I am, and those are only snippets. Those are only brief moments. Like if you actually had a real conversation with me in a quiet room, in our quieter room, over a longer period of time, you will get just a little bit more of a fucking sample of who I am. And that's just the barely the fucking tip of the iceberg. So right now, girl, you not getting the tip of the iceberg. You can see the iceberg from fucking 50 miles away. You got binoculars on looking at the iceberg trying to be like, you're like this and your figure is like this. No, nigga, you can't even see me all the way. Who are you? Where did you come from? So it was okay. Thank God other shit was going on. I got had to be distracted and was, whisked away by the energy of the other shit, and that was good enough for me. Okay. But again, still people are like in my realm trying to touch me. Like it's so this is how you know when you have star energy on you, this is how you know. Like I haven't even done a movie yet. Like I'm gonna. I haven't even been on like Netflix yet, but I'm gonna. I haven't been on prime time on your news channel yet, but I'm gonna. And like if people are already moving and treating me and reacting to me in a certain way that is already that way, like could you imagine? Can you imagine why I've hid for so long? Girl, because when I tell you my 5-10% having people acting at girl, what? And I understand, I get it. I get the attraction, I get the magnetism. And I'm a nice person. Like I'm really genuinely a nice fucking human being. And like if I think that you got a cute outfit on or you're cute and you have good energy or whatever, like I'm gonna compliment you and I don't give a fuck. Like maybe you are looking at me hella sideways, but best believe I'm gonna give you a compliment. Like that whole saying of like you attract more people with honey than you do with shit or something like that. But like whatever. Like that, like I just be about that life. Like I be about that life. And not to say I'm at that 100% of the time because sometimes maybe we did that and then we passed that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, like I be chill. So this is what brings me into the next fucking conversation. Sorry, it's 119. Like these videos are crazy, bro. God. Okay, so mind you, mind you, I already told y'all that. Like, I just say what I'm gonna say, and I think it's interesting too. What was funny for me, what was funny for me, is that I love my brother. Me and him got into it like a couple of years ago, and it was just like a thing. And I did it. It was ended up being in front of one of these guys, one of these people that he calls his brother. But he also does like business with an X, Y, and Z. But I didn't have really too much association with him. I knew that he had known him X, Y, and Z. Anyways, fast forward. Anyways, time has passed. Me and this guy are like socially cool. We can be in the same space. We'll give each other a hug, and we like actually like we have. To me, I feel like we have a level of respect for each other. You know, and but I think sometimes too, like his impression of me because he saw me go off on my brother. But he was also there, I think, when I apologized to him because I was like, I'm the look. If I make a mistake and if it's really for real, like a big mistake and like that, like I will. I'm a big enough person to apologize. I'm a big enough person to be like, if I did it on this big scale, like the same place that I got ahead of him at, like I called my brother and I was like, hey, I'm about to show up. He was like, I didn't think that you was gonna show up. I was like, I don't do shit that I'm like, I don't say I'm gonna do something and not actually really do it. Like if I don't feel like I'm gonna do it, like it's gonna sound like cat off energy. It's gonna sound like I don't know, like it's gonna sound like some cat off energy, or I'm just gonna be like, no. But if I tell you I'm really about to be about that and I'm really about to do that, then I'm doing it. So I had showed up, I given an apology. There was like a barber that can hear me, the person who was in the barber's chair, another worker, another worker. Like it was just like, and it was more people there, me apologizing than it was when I had kind of went off a little bit. But anyways, fast forward. I think this guy who was in the room for the first time has an impression or had an impression of me. And sometimes I think that people be like, okay, maybe they act that way just with, or maybe they're willing to be. To me, my thought was, maybe he thinks of me as only being somebody that's going to be a bold or vocal or whatever with like just people I feel comfortable with and X, Y, and Z, or that I'm not going to be like the person that I am in any situation. And so today I went outside and was having like, my personal time, my meditation time. And, like I just, sometimes I just need to pace up and down. Like it was enough. The wind blowing, like I needed some air. So I was walking up and down. And this guy who was at like the shop that was next door to the place that I was at. And it was like a smoke shop or whatever, mixed smoke shop or something. And he looked, half homeless, but I don't know if he just had things covered. I don't know, whatever. I don't know his life. He could have had whatever life. But lo and behold, fast forward, he didn't have some like old, like metallic ass rapper, and he walks from from the street that he's at over here to walk all the way into the street, into the little flower beddy walk area to put the fucking garbage in the flower bed. That's over here. So not only did you come, look, you on the street, you got off of the street, now you're on the street in the middle of the flower bed zone. So it's just like the cement is right there, but then the flower beds, like the flower little pillar thing with the flowers in it is on the side. So you didn't travel yourself all the way over here. You didn't travel yourself all the way over here to put your fucking litter into this flower bed. And he did it like right in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the clock. Um, and I was like, really? There's like no trash can nearby. Like, I was like, you really got to put it in there. Like, there's no trash can nearby. And he was kind of trying to like ward it off a little bit, like, oh, it's fine or whatever. And I was just like, but I care about the bees and the flowers. Like, it's not that fine. Like, he was like, because there's no garbage, like there's nowhere to pick it, like nowhere else to put it, and somebody else is here to clean it up. I was like, what? And then he was like, I pay my tax. These motherfuckers. I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes. They're who these people like. I pay my taxes. People are like I pay for the people who clean up this shit. Sir, see that's why we on this sir, ma'am stuff. Sir, ma'am, because sometimes it's like ma'am, sir, the fuck, girl. And he kept being like, I got somebody, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. That does like that's okay. Okay, but you don't care about the bees though, and it's gonna take them a minute to get here. So you don't care about the bees. You don't care about the freaking the ants. You don't care about the butterflies. Like you don't care for the flowers. You don't care about none of that. So of course I'm saying all of this stuff, but mind you, like this guy can hear it. So I'm not trying to mumble it under my breath by any means. And then at a certain point I had to be like, okay, Ashante, let it go. Like you don't have to be that person. Just let it go. If he ain't gonna treat you, that song was in my head. The way you should, then let it go. I don't want your man, but I gotta like that, and he ain't even gotta be like that. So yeah, no. So he had said that, and I was like, okay, Ashante, stop being petty. Like he could do whatever the fuck you want. Like keep smoking your shit. Focus on you. Like you're not even here for him. But I was just like, because there's just certain girl when I tell you, it just be like, and I, I feel like it just be God. Like I be like, it's not. I'm really trying not to be petty, and I'm really trying to leave this alone. But I'm like, I even had like said at some point, I'm like, I'm sure the freaking smoke shop. The guy who's behind, I'm sure the guy behind the counter has garbage right behind the counter. Then because I couldn't spot a garbage really close nearby, right? I was like, all right. And I kept just walking back and forth. At a certain point, excuse me, it registered to me like once I hit the end of the my little runway that I was walking. And the runway, if you look around the corner, like it's a trash can, a recycling bin, all of the bins, right? And I'm like, me petty self, okay? Me petty self was like, I walked back like, cause when I'm pacing back and forth, this guy is like right here in the middle. So I'm just doop, 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 doop. And when I tell you, even after I talked to him, I said my shoulders were back further. I stood a little bit taller. Like, first of all, I don't give a fuck who the fuck you are, bruh. I don't care who you are. And two, you need to clean up your shit. And three, like this is for God. This is not even like I'm trying to control you. Like, do you not care about fucking nature? This is what keeps us all alive. Trying not to be patronizing, so I'm catching the words before they come out of my mouth. So I'm like, WTF, bro? And then by the time I had spotted the trash can, and I was like, I had already finished my little toke or whatever, but I was just walking back and forth, nice and just slinky, saucy, and not trying to be just who I am. It's just who I am. Like I just really wanted some air, and to be honest with you, and I love a good thick boot. Okay, I can walk for days. Okay, so even when I'm not trying, I'm just saucing in front of him. And like there was a piece of me, one, I kept seeing the word love. So that's really all I was really trying to resonate in and celebrate in and sit in. You know, so I was like, it's really love. Like he could do whatever he wants. And like to me, I was just like, I just hope that he has a change of consciousness. You know, I hope this is like, okay, maybe you littered this time, sir. Um, but I bet between the conversation that I had already said to you, seeing this fine young thing, because it's two separate entities at that point. What I said to you and seeing this fine young thing walk up and down this block a good number of times, sauce and sauce and sauce, you're gonna think about the fact that you need to not litter, sir. And if me walking up and down the street helps you remember to not fucking litter the next time that you think about littering, thank God. And that's all we're here for. That's all we're here for. Don't y'all understand the message? So, what was funny about that whole moment is that that guy that had experienced me like having a moment with my brother, like to me, I felt like there was probably a piece of him that was like, "Is she that way with everybody?" Yes. And it's not that I'd be trying to get at everybody. It's just like you're not gonna say no fuck shit, or you're not gonna do no fuck shit and think that I'm not gonna say anything. I'm very adamant about saying things to people's face, and it's not like in a way of like I'm trying to get at you. But to be honest with you, I don't believe in talking about people behind their back. I don't believe in that shit. If I'm gonna talk about you behind your back, best believe everything, damn near everything, almost damn near probably 90 to 70s 90, 95 to 97%, I'm going to tell you to your face. Unless I think that I really should watch my mouth. But I'm going to tell you what I say. But even in that, there's so many filters that have come. If I'm talking to you about people, best believe it's already been filtered because I'm not just trying to be somebody just running my mouth about somebody. If I'm saying something about somebody, that may not be the nicest words that I could say about those people. Mind you, it's been filtered multiple times. So if it's coming out, maybe it's just me being frustrated. Maybe it's just me being human. Maybe it's just me seeing a spade for what a spade is. But it's already been filtered. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to tear anybody down. I'm also and really, I want everybody to grow. I want everybody to build. I want everybody to be healthy. I want everybody to grow. Like, I want everybody to grow, you know? So even if I do talk, because I live in the motto of if I'm gonna say it behind your back, I'm gonna say it to your face. I think I'd be more conscious about how I say it behind their back because I'm gonna follow up and actually tell them to their face. And it may not come out as pretty because God be trying good, look good. God be working through me sometimes where God be having me tell on my own fucking self sometimes when it comes to like that. And it's just like I'm gonna be on. It's just my honesty meter. It's my honesty meter. I think that there is so much cultivating that I've done around my honesty meter that I don't have the capacity to be not being honest with people about some shit. And not to be like, because here's my thing. I don't want anything to happen and you be like, oh, you never told me that, or you never told me that you felt that way. But like, if you think that I didn't tell you, I probably did. Maybe you just didn't remember. But also, if you want to have another conversation about it, I'm also open for that too. Like, that's just me who I am. So, to me, even like, kind of calling that guy on him littering, I called him the litter bug in my nose, the litter bug in my nose. Um, with that, I'm just like grateful that I'm still who I am. Like, it was like I didn't have any. It was okay, and like, so let me tell you how it worked out because God be working it out. God be working it out. We were at the party a little bit longer, and I was like, I guess I'm gonna go outside again. Like, we had gotten to a point where it's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go outside again. Look. But at that point, when I did come outside, the guy who was meant to clean the stuff, who the guy pays taxes for, so to speak, we all pay taxes for, so to speak. That guy was there to clean up, and like to me, working in the place that I work in, I'm used to seeing people who do that. Um, and so when he was out, they always like to take like the picture beforehand, then they clean up and then they take the picture afterhand just so that they can show like, hey, I did this work. Hey, do you see that I've been doing stuff, which is great. So I had told that guy, I was just like, hey, like the worker guy who was cleaning up, because I didn't want him to just clean the ground and not look into the flower pots, because there was hella shit in the flower pots. Like that guy had put a wrapper in the flower pot. The other flower pot next to it had like a can in it. Then when I was walking back and forth, the other flower pot that was in front of me had like two cans in it. I said, "This is like somebody gonna have to clean this shit up. Somebody's gonna have to clean it up." And so he was over there, and I was just like, "Hey," and I was just like, "Thank you for being out here." Whatever. I think I started with that. And I was just like, I just wanted to let you know, like I just wanted to check with you about cleaning the flower pots too, because some guy put his trash out there and I didn't think it was a good thing. And he was like, "Don't worry about it, I'm gonna get it." And I was like, "Okay, great." So he did his little basic clean, and he took his picture. And then at that time I had spotted the two other cans in the other thing, and I was like, "Oh, just not trying to get on your nerves, God, not trying to get on your nerves." There's like that wrapper and the can that's over there, but there's also two other cans over there. Like, just being clear, like the mission is the mission at the end of the day. The mission is the mission at the end of the day. So I don't care if it's the person who was littering, and I don't care if it's the person who's supposed to clean it up that everybody's taxes is paying. Like, I don't give a shit. I care about the bees, the birds, the flies, the insects, and these flowers that's in this flower bed. Like, that's what I care about. The lavender was so pretty. I said, "Girl, this is what I care about." Anyways, okay. I told Fanny I was gonna be done soon, and I think we are. Hmm. I said toning and filtering for the occasion. That was something about with that girl. Like, I filtered for the occasion. This occasion doesn't require me to have my leg in the air. Do you know what I mean? But best believe me putting my leg in the air is easy. And if I want to, I could. But I'm being chill. And I'm keeping them in the lower region of my body. But best believe if I want it over my head, I can with ease. Because I think that there was a moment too that was hella funny. That's how the conversation came up. That's how it came up. The lady was dancing with me a little bit, and she was just trying to like outdo and do like some twirls and stuff. And I was just like, let me let you know. Let me let you know who I am is who I am. I am a figure skater. So if I really wanted to outdo you, I could do it with my pinky toe. And I didn't say that like that, but that's what I meant on the inside. With my pinky toe. Girl, with my eyes closed. With my hands tied behind my back. In all of these scenarios together, I could still outdo that. Whatever you think that you're doing. And it's not to really try to like put you down, but it's like you keep trying to compete with me. Are you a Leo? Like, that's what I need to be asking women sometime. Are you a Leo woman? And she told me her birthday is like coming up in like a week or two, so I know she's not a Leo woman. But I said maybe she got a Leo placement, because the only people who be acting like that with me on a real fucking big ass tip, like in my face tip, be fucking Leo women. And I be trying to tell people, I be like, these fucking Leo women be having some shit with me. I don't care if it's your moon. I don't care if it's rising or your fucking sun. I don't care if it's your Venus or your fucking Mars. But if you have Leo in your chart and you're a female and it's one of those top 5, and you're over here trying to be in competition with somebody who thinks that you're not, girl, you're not even on the fucking radar. What the fuck is the girl? I'm trying not to be this aggro, and I'm not even that aggravated. I just think it's crazy that people think like that. People move like this. That people move like this. Like, and then she seemed like a chill person, but it was like when you start to think about like you was acting like this, you was moving like this, you was thinking like this, and like I don't know. It's you really giving mixed media right now, and I'm really gonna have to pray about it, and I'm really gonna have to leave it up to God to give me the clarity and the insight, because there's a piece of me, there's a piece of like even signs that I felt like, you know, we were in the thing, and then somebody, like, there was music on that was talking about it's a family affair, and I don't think it was like it's a family affair. I don't think it was that song, but it's something that had said something about like, we family now or something like that. And then there was like another message later on that was like on the screen, and I was like, well, maybe she is supposed to be a part of it, and maybe we are supposed to know her, and maybe this is a divine meeting in some capacity. But it's just like the neediness has to come down. The neediness has to come down. And like, yeah, I think that's what that is. So, anyways, um, right. Entrepreneur faith. What's that say? Well, I can read my notes of the. I literally don't know what that says. The dark days are gone. He was at the. Oh, proud of me. Thankful. I had already said it to you guys earlier, but I was just like excited that my brother said that he was proud of me. I don't know. I already said that. Like, I'm just making sure I checked everything off on my list. Um, my goodies, my goodies, my goodies, not my goodies. He's so damn hot, but so young. It's all this thing about young. I don't know. And I was just like, I don't know. I'm not that young. I look young, thank God. Thank God, but I'm not as young as I want to be on the inside, I would love to be like, yes, I am 27, 28. But that's not really what this is. I'm glad I look like it though. Because if you're like, what? You're not 27, 28? Thank you. Thank you. So, um, I think one of the last messages I want to get into, or at least the last one that I have written down before Spirit, steps up a little bit more, and it's through a little bit more, is what I wanted to say. Um, oh wait, there was something else percolating. The product is the product is the gift. I don't know what that means, but I wrote that earlier. Anyways, um, so the last thing that I really want to talk about, and this is like for me, like practicing forgiveness. And it's funny how interesting to me, I think it's becoming interesting how like in certain capacities it can be easy for a person to forgive. And then other capacities it takes you maybe a little bit longer. And you gotta pray on it a little bit harder, you know? And it's interesting how that shows up, and especially for things that are like essentially non-consequential. Like I'll be able to move past this. I'm probably just here to talk about this, and then I'll be over it. But um I know today, going into today, I definitely had to be in a state of forgiveness because I knew I was going to run into somebody 14334 on the clock. Knew I was going to run into somebody that that I was irritated with the last time that we came across each other. So mind you, like I said, if you know who I'm talking, like who my brother is. He's been my brother for 2 decades. That means you've seen my sister, and if you've seen my sister, you pretty much have seen me and my nephew. Like you gonna see it, like us as you know us. And mind you, my cousin has been a DJ just as long as my brother has been a freaking entrepreneur. And now my cousin is also like an entrepreneur doing his he has an event space too, but like he's been a DJ in the Bay for ages. Like 2 decades. for sure. Easily 2 decades. And so my cousin at his event space, I went to it. They were having an event like maybe a couple months ago, 2 months ago, or something like that. And and we're gonna surprise him. Like he didn't know I was coming. He didn't know my sister was coming. He didn't know the group of us, the girls that was coming, the cousins that were coming, was coming. Right. I think he had like some sort of idea about Rhea, but even that, like, anyways. So we walk into the space, and this girl, this and not the same girl that I was talking to you, who was in our face at this other place, but this whole other girl who I'm supposed to be practicing forgiveness with. Okay, we can call her. We can call her today. Girl, that's not the word. Girl, we're gonna call her Nana. Okay, Nana, just because that's a word that I can see right now. And relate to. But this girl Nana, I'm like, she sees me as I walk up, and I'm like, I know you know who I am in my spirit. Like I'm just like, I just know she knows who I am, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I know, No, no. I'm just like, you. I've seen you. I'm about to be like, hey, girl. Like I've seen you so many times that I'm about to be like, hey, girl, hey. And mind you, like I went to the event for my brother today. She was at the door for his event last year, and could see us sitting in the VIP section the entire time. The entire time, mind you. Not including the fact that she has seen us in so many other capacities. But I digress. So my other sister paid, right? For her and somebody else. And like she was fine with it, but I was like, no. For me, I'm like, do you see that? I was like, my cousin is my cousin. And he's not like, oh, that's my friend, that's my cousin. No. He's my first cousin. Like his mama is my real auntie. Like his mama is my auntie. Like I'm about like his mama is my auntie. His mama is my mama's sister in real life, in blood life, like they grew up together, life. Like we do Thanksgiving together, life. Like we do Christmas, like we do all the events together, like so in that space, that lady, Nana, okay, she was like, I don't know, you still have to pay. Like you still have to pay. And it was like some like way too expensive for what the fuck we were doing price, you know? And I was just like, all right, you can swipe it. But here to me, I had to rationalize it into like I'm supporting my cousin. I'm supporting his space. I'm about to give money towards his space. But let's be clear, I'm not paying. This was my one donation to this space because bruh, I'm not even gonna get into all of this stuff because y'all probably gonna think I'm a jerk. Or that I'm saying shit that I probably shouldn't say, knowing that y'all probably feel the same way. But I'm gonna leave it there. And with her though, so she charged me and I was like, this is bullshit. Like, you know who the fuck I am. But my other sister wasn't there, the one who she really would know, right? But even still, you know that this is who I move. Anyways. So my cousin comes in like a few seconds later, and I had to let him know. I said, this lady fucking made me pay. And know that I'm not okay with this shit. Like, and as much as I want to be like, oh, demure, quiet, passive about it, no, I'm not. The reason why I'm not, the reason why I'm fucking not about this is because I don't even like to make a big deal. But the fact that she's really acting like she doesn't know who the fuck I am is now about to make me let her know who the fuck I am so that she will never fucking forget who the fuck I am. And I don't necessarily like to move like that, but this is what you've asked for. Like, this is the cards that you've played, and I am giving them to you the way that you've laid them out. I am just being the proper dealer to whatever the fuck you thought you laid on the table. I'm gonna let you know what you got. You ain't got shit in your fucking house. And the other person won the pie. Like I said, in that capacity for this situation, I gotta practice my forgiveness. Like I don't know why that pisses me off to the extent that it pisses me off at, but it gets me in a way that I don't normally get agitated by. But I'm just like, girl, act right. And I be hating these people who don't be liking to act right, but you're gonna get your feelings hurt if you don't. And I'm not gonna be one of those people who are just gonna be like mad on the side and not fucking say shit to your face. You know? So I had said what I said to my cousin. I was like, bro, you better catch her. And then as soon as my sister came in, I said, you better catch her too. I said, because she knows who the fuck you are. So that means she knows who the fuck I am. Bruh, I was literally like, and my sister was like, it's okay. It's okay to be cool. She understands, like, whatever. Like, and she wasn't trying to pacify me. To me, I felt like she acknowledged where I was coming from. She acknowledged my feelings. And then she was just like, but like, let it go. We still in this space. And I was like, all right, bet. So by the time I was walking out, though, because I can't help but be fucking honest. That be me. I can't help but be honest sometimes. And I was walking out and I was just like, looked at her like, girl. So next time you're going to remember who I am, right? Like, we're not going to have to do this again, right? And she was like, you just have to call Brandon and let him know. And I was like, I understand that because I'm a Capricorn and I understand business and I understand rules and all that stuff. Like in the video I made earlier, I'm like, I love rules. Or maybe it was this one. I love rules to know where the fuck I can break them at. So don't get it twisted. I don't mind you trying to be on your professional shit, but this is not you not knowing. This is not like this is the first time you've been the cashier, you the first time being the freaking yeah, exactly. You're not this is not the first time that you fucking putting fucking labels on fucking people's arms about coming into the building. This is not your first rodeo. I've seen you over so many freaking years, bro. I've seen you over so many years. You know that I've never had to pay for none of this shit. But you want to act like you don't know who I am or who I'm related to. And the only reason why your fucking ass is sitting up in here is because my cousin has hired you to sit here. My bruh. But anyways, but anyways, but anyways, but anyways, but anyways. So I knew I was gonna go in tonight, and I knew I was gonna see her. So I was praying on my, praying already. Like Ashante, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be in there. Maybe she's the bouncer or whatever. Not the bouncer, Jesus. That's not what she do. But maybe she's the ticket girl. Maybe she's the girl. I don't know. Maybe she's the door girl again today. So I knew I was gonna see her, but she didn't end up coming until like a bit later. And whatever, whatever. It was a big enough space. She had sat down though for a minute, and my sister being like the social butterfly that she is, and needing to do her like her meeting around the rooms, um, for these sort of events, like it was. She had ended up sitting down next to her, this other girl, for a little bit, and was like chatting it up, and like I was trying to figure out how petty I was gonna be or not be in that space. Because my sister had ordered a drink already, and like ordered the same drink that I ordered. So I pretty much ordered the drink for both of them. And it had come, and she was sitting at that table just chopping it up. So I was like, should I bring her the drink? Should I not bring her the drink? Like, is she going to come back in a second? I don't know what to do. But I was like, I for surely know that if I go over there and take that drink, I'm going to be petty. I'm going to say something. I just know I'm going to say something. I can't even help myself. Or I'm gonna look at her a little crazy. Like it's okay. Like I'm just gonna like let it be known that like now you see who I really am. And that's the thing that I think pisses me off even more. 11:04 on the clock. That pisses me off, which is my sister's number. It pisses me off even more is the fact that like the year before, a whole like literally a year from today almost, like she was the door girl then, and I was just like, oh, she's cool, and I'm like, oh, warm and la la la. I think we even had a little moment of dancing in the same little circle together. So when I saw her at my cousin's event, I thought for sure she was just gonna be like, oh yeah. And then she was on that other people's stuff. She was on that other people's stuff, and I said, oh, I don't know. Did you think that I was not gonna say anything about it? Do you think I was gonna be quiet about it? Because she was definitely like on my way out from my cousin's stuff. She was just like, "Oh, I'm so no, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Change your fucking ways. Do different." Because if I have to kind of have this conversation with you again, best believe I'm gonna make a bigger ruckus, and I don't want to. Because here's the thing: I am one of the younger people. My brother is my big brother. My cousin is my big cousin, and I'm not trying to fuck your shit. So don't fuck your shit by girl. Why are we out here talking about this? Because I need to forgive. I forgive her. So today we didn't have too much of an interaction. She had ended up like on her way out. She had stood next to me. We had did one of these, pretty much, you know. And then she had walked on the other side. I think she was maybe saying bye to my mom or somebody who was standing next to my mom or something. But she bumped into me and said sorry. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this as an energetic overall, like bigger. I'm sorry. Like I'm gonna try not to be mad the next time I fucking see her in a space. Here's my thing. I don't think I'm mad, or I won't be after I digress from this night. I won't be mad because I'm not really, and I want to be in a space of like not being like this girl when I see her because I don't think that's healthy either, and especially after somebody who's really like inconsequential. Like she's an important person to everybody that's in her world and in her life, and in that way, in that capacity, she is super important. But for me personally, she's she is a she's an inconsequential. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be mean about it. I'm really not. If that sounds like it's mean, I'm really not trying to be mean. Inconsequential person to my life. Like the song that came up in my head. I got the north, got the east, got the west for me. So I suggest you niggas don't. You can be cool. You don't want to squabble. You don't want to. I put that on something. I put that on mamas. I put that on mamas. You run up on me and get your man beat up. Okay? That's what I feel like. That's the energy. That was the energy. Period. You want to kiki and haha and love on my mom and my sister? The nigga, fuck you. You can suck, girl. My big toe. So it's just interesting. I think one of the other things that came up today that was like on my list, but not really on my list, was just like you never know who people know. And granted, maybe she know a lot of people. I don't care. I don't. There's a piece of me. It's not that I don't care. To me, I think if you move in a way that you try and be respectful to people anyways, and try and talk respectful about people anyways in any capacity, any like you don't have to worry and you don't have to be like looking behind your back and all of that stuff and be on fucking standby and none of that shit. Like you don't have to move like that. When you actually give a fuck about people, when you care about people and you want the best for people and you want healing, you want forgiveness, you want all of that stuff, and you want to be a stand up person, you don't have to be looking fucking over your shoulder every fucking second because, girl. So I say that to say that, like, in other capacities, some other people may need to just watch what they say or watch how they do or watch how they move when it comes to, like, you don't know who people know. Because one of my sisters was talking about the fact that, like, they were talking about my brother and they didn't know that, like, we are all connected in that space. So she was talking about my brother in a certain capacity that wasn't necessarily in the bestest of best lights. Um, I don't think she was like getting at him hard, but I think she was just like maybe had a little bit more contingent to her voice. And, after a second, my other sister was like, well, I'm like the godmother to his son. Like, and then she was like, oh, people zip up after that, knowing who you know. I don't know if it's just because I've often been put in places or I've been around important people for a lot of my life. I also attract important people. I am an important person. 11:11 on the big clock. 2 hours. But because of that, I just feel like, one, I don't get intimidated by people. Two, I don't feel like these people are beyond human or beyond the realm or spectrum of what we know to be human. Even if they were an alien, okay, they probably been on this earth enough to be humanized, okay, and so, like, I don't know. I just don't get, like, I don't like. I try not to be like, I don't give a fuck who you are, but a piece of me doesn't. A piece of me doesn't. Because when you're an important person and you know other important people and you attract other important people, I think you move and you respect people in a certain way to where you don't have to live in this world of intimidation. You don't have to be like, oh, this person has so much power, so I'm only gonna feel some sort of way about myself because this person has so much power and I'm only so much in the light of them. Like, no, that's not that. Girl, I don't know. Speak your mind. Free your mind. Don't be so shallow. Um, free your mind. So, I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know why you wanted me to end on that. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. I do forgive her. To me, I think the full realization, excuse me, thank you. The full realization of forgiveness when it comes to this situation with that girl would be her recognizing me in another space. Hashtag without my sister. Hashtag knowing that, like, the space that she sees me in, whether it's my brothers or my cousins, that I'm always that VIP. Like, I don't, that's the thing that be so confusing to people. Like, that's the thing, not confusing to people, but that's the thing that confuses me about people who don't get it. Especially somebody who already is like privy to who is. Because people be thinking I'm VIP in other spaces that I don't even need to be. You know what I mean? Like, the carpet gets rolled out for me all the time. So you want to act like you don't know who I am in the place that I'm supposed to be at? Is crazy. It's crazy. That's a level of disrespect in a way. And that's the thing that bothers me. And that's the thing that I'm like, okay, she was just trying to be disrespectful. Like, it wasn't like you were just trying to do your job. Like, that's not that. If I was unrecognizable, which I'm not, if I was girl, there would have to be so many other scenarios in place for it to feel like you were justified in doing it like that. But it's a new space too, so I want to give grace. And I did. That day I gave grace. But I don't know why today I felt more amped up about it, even going in and being there. I was like, seeing her, I was a little bit, moments, I was a little bit more amped up about it. But, even that night, there was a level of being like, I'm just going to give her grace. You know, my cousin's spot has only been open so long, and they got to do what they got to do to make sure that they're doing what they need to do as a business. Like, I get that. I get that. I get that. That's my cousin. I don't need to pay for shit. Mind you, the bottles, they got served to the table for free. So why? You think you don't know who I am? You're gonna know after today. I put that on something. I put that on mamas. I put that on something. I put that on mamas. Okay. I think that's everything. I think I went through all my list. I gave myself away so you can use me. To me, I think the whole premise of me, or the whole purpose of me getting on here, both and, is that I just wanted to talk about, how God uses you in different ways and how God can use you in ways that may not look as pretty. And it's not always the prettiest, and not everybody's going to want to hear what you have to say. But if you remember that you are resonating from a place of love, no matter how it may come off to people, no matter how it may look to people, if you're really, 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 really tapped into the Most High and really, 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 really about that life and about the goodness of God, like, then girl, you solid. You don't have to worry about none of that other stuff. You don't have to worry about none of that other stuff. Because there's a piece of me that could have felt like some type of way about the guy in the litter bug, the guy who was the litter bug. But at the end of it all, I was just like, I'm honestly saying this out of love. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to ruin your day. I'm not trying to be like overstep. I'm not trying to overstep. Like, you're just trying to do whatever you're trying to do. You're trying to get your little fixings on too. But honestly, like, nigga, you need to clean up your fucking trash. Like, why are you littering? We're too old for this shit. Like, you don't know better. You know better. You just don't want to do better. But here's that too. Like, maybe I'm here to be your mom in this moment. Not trying to be your mom, but maybe I'm supposed to be an aunt. Maybe I'm supposed to be that reminder of a loving woman, female woman, black female woman to a black male, like, to try and help you, guide you in the way that you need to move to be a better human for the whole world. Should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. Okay. When you put that thing on me, I can't let you. And even that girl, forgiving her, forgiving that girl, and then the other girl who was at the other party, or at the party too. And that was just a little, little, a little attached, a little clingy. Um, yeah, no, I think there's just something to be said about putting people. Damn, I'm not trying to say it like that guy, but that's how you want to say it. Okay, that's you. But putting people in their place in a way, ooh, that's not how I want to say it. Hold on. Anything else? That's how God want to say it. So I want to be nicer about it, but God is a little truthful and ruthless about it. But putting people in their place about certain shit. Like sometimes you gotta let them know, no, no, absolutely the fuck not. No, no, it's not okay. It's not gonna be okay. And you really should reconsider this in a different way. Like all of that was that. All of that was that. I think the other thing that came outside of that energy is just having faith. And if you believe in black businesses, if you believe in building, and like the guy that I was talking to earlier, not my brother, but somebody else, the guy, he was Latino, so he was building up just brown businesses. And like when I tell you, the menu is definitely like it's tried to and tested. Like that menu is great, and then like the capacity of who they can feed and how much they're doing, like he has done some major, massive, massive work behind the scenes for that place to be as successful as it is. 2 years. In 2 years, this is what this shit is looking like. I'm so grateful I stumbled on your place a year and a half ago. That was God that put me in the right place at the right time. Okay? Good God. Having faith and believing what you pray for. So, I don't know. Honestly, God and spirit and angels that's on the other side of this video, if you made it this far, sorry. Oh, that's what's happening. Okay. Anyways, but if you made it this far in the video, what I would love, what I would love, what I would love, what I would love. Oh, my ears. What I would love is that if you drop me a sunflower in the comment chat. If you made it to this end, 2:11, and it was 22 on the clock too, 2:11, 22, 2, on the clock. If you made it this far, drop a sunflower. And if you're still hearing me, and if the message is loud and clear, drop a sunflower and drop a heart, a pink heart, preferably a red heart. You see that up there? That's so funny to me. Anyways, I just want to say I'm grateful. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Spirit, for being here with me. Thank you, Spirit, for speaking through me in a lot of ways. And thank you for my clarity. Thank you for this cleanse that I'm about to step into in a number of moments and minutes. Thank you for this day. Thank you for getting me through this day. Thank you for being able to celebrate my loved ones, being able to celebrate, and I hope I am able to celebrate them many, 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 many more times throughout the years and over the years. And this I ask in the divine spirit's name, which we are trying kind of give thanks, and I hope that you guys are here, and I hope that you guys are showing up, and I hope that you guys, do what you guys need to do to heal yourselves too. And it's okay to, God gives you definitely a level of audacity, but you definitely have to remember to stay in the place of love, no matter how that shows up. And it can be a fine line. It can be a fine line, but the dance can be beautiful. So stay the course. Be true to thyself. I love you. That's my message. That's our message. That's the divine's message for real. God knows I be a perfectionist, and the fact that this video tells you something. But I love you, and I'm so excited that we did this. To be honest, so grateful. Love you. I'll come to y'all soon. Talk to y'all soon.